Hookup on Music with your host, Tony Bird.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 111. 111. Number one, number uno. I don't know what that meant. But I am glad to be here. I am Tony B, your host tonight. And tonight, we got one of our special episodes where we're going to just dig into some tracks, and we're just going to let them spin a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. So we're going to see where we're going to get to. We don't really know. It's kind of like a spinning of the wheel that I got here behind the scenes. It is a mix list, okay? And on this list, there is over 3,400 songs. So you just really don't know what's coming at you at any time. So decide to switch things up every now and then. Next week, we're going to have a guest. Main man Magnificent Stan is coming back on the show, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of cool stuff, including some sad releases. So please tune into that because we're going to make them happy. So it would be great if you can join in, and we thank you for joining in tonight. So why wait? Let's get started. Let's see what we got spinning here on the old turntable. Now, I'm going to say that I love this show a lot, and I love just the surprises that could happen around any time of the day. Now, what's also crazy is the surprise is currently you may hear an audio change because I am currently realizing that my microphone is about to be turned on right now. Well, thank you. Thank you for listening to me without my microphone plugged in there for the first couple minutes there. And hopefully now it sounds a little bit better. But let us get to the spinning and let us get to what we're listening to, which is always good stuff. So let's this is what I was listening to a little bit earlier today. You may not know who that is, but let me tell you, if you could not make that out, that is Queensryche Empire. The track is off of their self-titled album, Queensryche Empire, which has a lot of other good stuff on there. If you have not sat down and listened to any Queensryche, you should, because honestly, Silent Lucidity, great track right there if you have not listened to that. Or Jet City Woman is always one to be played loud, along with others tracks. They're just great on the album, like Della Brown, over 7 minutes, The Thin Line. But the track that I just picked there was Empire, okay? Clocks in at 5 minutes and 7 seconds. And what I really like about the song is there's this undertone where the guy keeps going, Empire. I just really think it's really cool. It's heavy too. The guitar lick is awesome. Just a really great track. Jeff Tate's vocals are amazing. And I was always under the impression that Chris DeGarmo was on the lead guitar on that track. It's not. It's Michael Wilton, which is pretty cool when you find that kind of stuff out when you're doing research for this kind of stuff. But a really good track that if you're looking to rock, you can do a lot worse than listening to Empire by the amazing Queensryche. Got a lot of great albums if you're really looking for just digging in. Operation Mindcrime is always really good. I remember I got Promised Land, which came after Empire, the album 1994 in October that was released. Some good stuff on there. IMI was the first single. I'm pretty sure I caught that on Headbangers Ball, and I was like, I like the way that sounds, so I gotta pick that up. My voice kind of sounded like Kermit the Frog, I guess, back then. But let us continue and see what else we got spinning up here on this fine evening, which is Monday. We are here on Monday evening, and we're just really enjoying our whole entire week, because it's only been one day, so you can't really fault that. Oh yes, had a long day at work. BB King's got you covered there with The Thrill Is Gone. Got BB King here on the what's the word I'm looking for, on the playlist here. But BB King, The Thrill's Gone is just the lyrics. Let's start there. The Thrill's gone away. Thrill's gone, baby. Mr. BB King, the amazing BB King, was lucky, very, very, very lucky to see him, which was really awesome, in a Popeyes in Muncie, Indiana, which I thought was just really, really, really cool. But that's what we like here. We like really, 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 really cool stuff. And well, seeing BB King at Popeyes is definitely, because Popeyes is one of my favorites. So definitely thought that was pretty cool. But the track itself, definitely a track that I think if you just got done listening to Empire, The Thrill Is Gone is definitely going to go in a little bit of a different direction. I feel a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a 180. We like to get a little bluesy here on the show. It is in our blood to get bluesy. But back to the track, released in June of 1969, The Thrill Is Gone, which comes in at 3:55. The single version, 5 minutes and 30 seconds. The album version, which is very interesting. So 3:55 single, 5:30 album. Songwriter Roy Hawkins and Rick Darnell, which is crazy because it was written in 1951. West Coast blues musicians, which are definitely a little bit harder to come by because we'll have to do a little bit digging into a whole bunch of West Coast blues artists. But, BB King's The Thrill Is Gone, it definitely is a track that really has got some good production too. There's some strings, which is going on, which is also a little bit different for BB. But a lot of people like just digging into BB King, and The Thrill Is Gone is pretty much a earmark for one of the first songs you're probably going to hear. Aretha Franklin also covered the song on her 1970 album Spirit in the Dark, which, who doesn't like to listen to a little bit of Aretha Franklin? She is great. She's awesome. But I worked with a man who served her at a Cracker Barrel, said she was not very nice. But when you are Aretha Franklin, I guess you get to be whoever you'd like to be. And that's just the way it is. So definitely The Thrill Is Gone is definitely, we are cooking in this playlist. And, we got the feelings going. Okay. We're starting with Empire, which pretty much I didn't get to, is about drug and drug trade. And now The Thrill Is Gone, which is about the love that is gone. It's run away. And so where can we go next? Maybe hopefully something a little bit more positive. Oh, yeah. Not positive, but INXS. I always love that name a lot. Not Enough Time. When's the last time you've heard that track? That one is a really good one, especially in the summertime. There's songs, song's good all the time, but my point is that sometimes there's a song that just hits right at the right moment. And definitely Not Enough Time from Welcome to Wherever You Are, which is what I say to you guys tonight. Welcome to wherever you are, whatever that means. I thought it was pretty cool. Definitely a change for the band. Okay. They got involved with a little bit of grunge, alternative music. And honestly, they wanted a new direction for themselves. Also, incorporating an orchestra, which I guess when you want different things, I guess you want an orchestra, which is, exactly what INXS wanted to do. Big INXS fan. Big INXS fan. And this is coming after their Live Baby Live album. And coming right before that was X. So if you are familiar with X and songs like Suicide Blonde and Disappear and The Stairs and Bitter Tears, you're for a little bit of an awakening for the band. Not really what I think it's a good song, and I think a lot of people actually bought into it. But as the 90s went on, the band tried to keep getting some of those, what's the word I'm looking for, trends that at the time everybody seemed to want to just kind of dig into, as opposed to, we don't need to get into every single trend that is going on, but they did. And but Not Enough Time is a good example of getting into something a little bit different for the band that I think was actually this album, Welcome to Wherever You Are. I think when you look back at it, it's a pretty good remark for the band. The album after this album, they start going, like I said, a little bit in a different direction. Full Moon, Dirty Hearts, which I remember buying at a Best Buy back in 1993. Really crazy. But Ray Charles does vocals on a track. The title track has vocals with Pretenders, Chrissy Hynde. But INXS, this is a little bit of a period for the band where they were doing some different stuff, but definitely a track that I would definitely think sticks out as a good one for the band. Man, that sax. You Belong to the City. Wow, you talk about a track that 1985, Miami Vice. Glenn Frey. If you don't know who Glenn Frey is, he is one of the main men in the Eagles. But in the 80s, he decides to get himself involved with the Miami Vice soundtrack. And honestly, he couldn't have done a really better job at this song because the song is amazing. That it makes you want to be in Miami. Okay, I juxtaposition of music or juxtaposition of songs. I wonder if what somebody who hears that song who like doesn't live in Miami, what is their ultimate when it first comes out? What is their ultimate feeling? Is this going to be something that they're going to buy into and they want more of, or is this going to be a little bit, what are we getting into? You just really don't know. But in the case, that sax is on fire in that song. And drums were by a longtime drummer Michael Huey, who was in Frey's solo band. And all instruments were pretty much by Frey besides that. And the saxophone part by studio musician Bill Bergman. It's pretty cool when not even a member of the band, the main guy, could come in there and just lay down a sax like that. You say to yourself, Glenn, you are definitely belonging to the city on this one. The music video is really cool too. If you get an opportunity to check it out, it is also really cool. Just the whole Miami Vice, that whole entire show, the vibes back then, I thought it was pretty cool. So, Glenn Frey digging into "We Belong to the City," I definitely think is really, 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 really cool. But where are we going? What is up next? We just really don't know. So let's take the journey and let's see. Ooh, we got something heavy here. So there I'm listening to you and listening with the song with you immediately. I would guess if someone was like, "Who is this?" and I never heard that before, I would immediately think that is the Megadeth. The Megadeth. I love saying this. No, it's a band called Sacred Reich from an album from 1990 called "The American Way." Again, what's really ironic is Sacred Reich song and Queensryche song are definitely very similar. The American Way expresses issues with what was going on in American society back then. Pollution, environmental destruction, which is really crazy because, people are still fighting these causes today. But when you really look at it, you say to yourself, Sacred Reich song rocks. And I'm trying to I can't remember where I fell into this. I don't know if the CD, I want to say again, Headbangers Ball. I could be wrong, but again, CD just kind of falls into my lap, and I'm like, who is this? And they rule. And honestly, what rules the most out of all of this is if you can take a shot or a look. If you get an opportunity, the vinyl is just really, really, really awesome. I don't own a copy of the vinyl, but I have a friend that does. It glistens, it gleams. It is the head of the Statue of Liberty, and it's got like everyone's like hands are coming out of it. But the track itself is just really, really, really heavy. It's 3 minutes and 41 seconds, okay, which is really awesome. Bassist and vocalist Phil Rind wrote the track along with lead guitarist Wiley Arnett, which is just a really, really good song. Definitely worth the time, as is if you have not yet listened to the At the Show podcast. We just this past week dug into Julia Roberts, who had some movies with some good soundtracks. Pretty Woman. My soundtrack of the week was the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack, who had a Garbage song on there, which is always awesome. Just announced today, Garbage is coming to town, September 29th. Really, 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 really cool. But again, what is up on next on our journey? Sacred Reich rules. Glenn Frey is great. And INXS, BB King, Queensryche, we are all over the map. And it's not like I'm just picking these songs. This is just like what's spinning up next. Like if you see me on my walk, just imagine this is like how it would roll. Oh. Rolling Stones, Fingerprint File. I don't know why I think out of all these songs so far that I've talked about, I've always been just such a huge fan of that title. The song, which is really interesting because I love the song a lot, and we've been talking about this other band a lot on here, but they compare it a lot to like a Sly and the Family Stones tune, which honestly, I like that. I think that's pretty cool. It's got jazz, it's got funk, okay. It's got a bass guitar played by lead guitarist Mick Taylor. Keith Richards uses the wah pedal for his guitar part. Bill Wyman is on synthesizer. Charlie Watts is on drums. Billy Preston is on clavinet. Nicky Hopkins is on piano. And Charlie Jolly Kunjabu is on the tabla, okay, which is really, really crazy. Mick Jagger plays the rhythm guitar, which is really, really cool because he uses heavy phasing with his MXR Phase 100 FX pedal, which is crazy because, well, did you ever think on a track 6 minutes and 33 seconds that Jagger could play guitar? Jagger can play guitar. He doesn't play a lot, because he likes to dance around the stage. But when he sits down, and I've watched interviews and I've watched different stuff, he could do his job, and he can definitely strum a guitar, which when you're a fan of a band like the Stones, you say, oh wow, this is just great. It's on the It's Only Rock and Roll album, okay, coming out in 74, August 31st, which is crazy, how long ago that has been. But what's also crazy is that the mastered version is faster speed than the original recording. Reissue album speed corrected the version of Japanese, running about a half minute longer than on other releases. You ever have that? I guess now that they say that, I have heard that on other different recordings, a type of where the song doesn't sound like it's at the same speed as it was when you liked it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if you've ever heard any songs like this, especially like older songs that are remastered. It seems to move at like a different pace. But the Stones, you know what, are always doing different stuff. The Stones in their own right were pushing boundaries, just like that band from Liverpool, the Beatles. So I think definitely Fingerprint File, the last track on It's Only Rock and Roll, is definitely one that you should, if you have not listened to, because it is a definite deep cut. Okay, when you look at it, this is a deep cut. Deep cut. Probably all the songs that we've played so far, this is a deep cut. So check that one out. Ooh, we're going back to some 90s alternative. When's the last time we listened to the Verve Pipe? Yeah, the Verve Pipe. They're the band that sang Freshman. Really, really, really actually catchy stuff. Seeing them pop back up a little bit here, a little bit there. The song that you had right there, that was Photograph. Okay, that was the lead single from their debut album, Villains. which had Freshman on it. But again, the track comes in 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Excellent production. Excellent production. But who produced it? Jerry Harrison from the Talking Heads. Really cool, really dig in deep. It made it into the Billboard Hot 100 at 53, number 5 on the Canadian rock charts. Great little song. If it has been a long time since you have dug into that one, I would, or even just pick up that Villains album. I always loved the album cover. It was really cool. But again, like I said, the Freshman, another track on the album, made it all the way to number 1 on the modern rock tracks. Brian Vander Ark, leader of the band, who is still in the band, is definitely with his brother, Brad Vander Ark, which is very cool. When you can be in a band with your brother, you gotta say that's cool. You always gotta say that's cool. Channing Lee is in the band. Lou Musa on guitar, Sam Briggs on drums, Randy Sly is all who's playing with them now. I'm curious to hear how they sound now. I mean, when I hear Brian, he does some strumming online. It's good stuff. So definitely, if it's been a while on the Verve pipe, I definitely say don't let it be too long. Ooh, we're doing some live Depeche Mode. Yes, Behind the Wheel. Live at the Hollywood Bowl, which is honestly, the song is amazing. And we can talk about the song all night long. But if you could just get an opportunity to see that live at the Hollywood Bowl, if you are a fan of Depeche Mode, even if you're not a fan of Depeche Mode, you probably will be possibly a fan of Depeche Mode. Don't want to make any definites. If you go and you check out just that right there, check out that, and it's awesome. 101 is a great little live album, which honestly is just is what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost it's a one of a kind. Especially because it's a band at their peak powers. Okay, peak powers. 1989 is when the live album came out. It was recorded at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. So when you're watching this, you can sit there and take some time and imagine in your mind sitting in the beautiful weather and taking in Depeche Mode. Really, if you got a big screen, a big stereo, whatever it is, I would do that. Or you could just pick up the live album, 101, and dig into it to hear some of the great tracks. They lead off with Behind the Wheel. That is the first track that kicks off the concert. It was originally on their Music for Masses album in 1987. It is just a real driving, dark, funky, a little bit of sadness, some strange. It's just really actually a great song. Written by Martin Gore. Just really awesome. And the live versions, which you're definitely, as a music fan, sometimes you don't know what you're going to get with live versions. You just don't know what you're going to get. And in this regard, you know what you get? You get a great song by Depeche Mode. So in this playlist so far, you're going, okay, Empire. It's got cool guitars. It's got just that awesome, like I said, robot going Empire. You go to BB King, just chilling, just relaxing. The thrill is gone, but it's not really gone in your life. You don't want to listen to that song if you're super sad. You want to listen to that song if you're super happy, because it chills you. It just really chills you out. INXS we're at, Not Enough Time, a real great track. It's kind of another one that is good to have on if you're looking to impress somebody. It's a good impressing song. Glenn Frey, We Belong to the City, put you in that Miami Vice mind. Sacred Reich, you're looking for some awesome 1990 metal. Sacred Reich's got you covered. Deep Cut, Stones with a little bit of Fingerprint File. Got that funky guitar, like I said, with the phaser on it. Really cool 90s Verve pipe. Photograph, great song. Like I said, it's going to sneak up on you. Some of these songs are going to be so good, they're just like sneak up on you, like Behind the Wheel by Depeche Mode. It's going to sneak up on you. It's going to sneak up on you because it's really, 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 really good. Buddy Holly by Weezer. I was always really curious that, back when it came out, not now, obviously, it was like, how did they just come up with Buddy Holly? I mean, they could have picked anybody to sing about, but they picked Buddy Holly, which is just, honestly, it's great. 1994 song written by Weezer. It's the second single off the album, called Weezer the Blue Album. Video is great. Mimics Happy Days. Spike Jonze is the also earned very considerable what's the word I'm looking for? Exposure for the Windows 95 operating system. It is in the top 500, I guess, of greatest rock songs of all time, according to Rolling Stone, which is interesting. It says here, wrote Buddy Holly after his friends made fun of his girlfriend. He originally planned to exclude it from the album. He felt it was cheesy and perhaps did not represent the sound he was pursuing for Weezer. Producer Rick Ocasek, another great producer from the band Cars, persuaded him to include it, which is awesome. And now bassist Matt Sharp also recalled that Rick said we'd be stupid to leave it off the album. We'd come into the studio in the morning and find little pieces of paper with doodles on them. We want Buddy Holly. That's pretty funny. Imagine your producer having such belief in you in a song and you don't really want to have it out there, but you put it out there, and now it's probably one of the songs you play the most. And honestly, you're laughing all the way probably to the songwriting gods, because you know what? It is a really good song and you're glad you included it on the album. You just have to be glad. You just have to be. So what do we got left here? We're running out of time. We got a couple minutes left. Do we got enough time for one more spin? Let me scream back into the back room. Do we got enough time for another spin? All right. They say, yes, we do. We got a couple minutes. Let's see what we got left. One more. What can it be? Another really, really good song and a deep cut. Okay. That is ZZ Top's Manic Mechanic. What a track right there. Manic Mechanic. You don't want a Manic Mechanic because you know what? Probably won't work on your car as much as you would like him to. But that's okay, because you know what you say? It's ZZ Top, and if they are going to be there, I'm sure no one's going to be messing with you. Off the Diguelo album from 1979, it is track 5. Comes in at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Funky little piece, a funky little number. Okay, off an album that is just, oh man, it's so good. But Manic Mechanic, again, very, very different for the band. And it's cool that we're wrapping it up with Manic Mechanic because, like Queensryche Empire, the vocals are just really kind of trippy, kind of cool. ZZ Top does cool very, very well. We've never had any issue with ZZ Top doing that. Throughout the album, just loaded with really good songs. I've always been a big fan of the cover of I Thank You, She Loves My Automobile, great blues jam, I'm Bad, I'm Nationwide, Cheap Sunglasses, A Fool for Your Stockings. If you have some opportunity and you have some time, I definitely think this is one you're going to need to check out because it is that good. The Diguelo album, though, is a amazing album. All their albums are very amazing. ZZ Top never had a problem putting out good albums. I've spent lots of time listening to their albums, and to be fair, their albums rock. So if you have not dug into a ZZ Top album from front to back, the deep cuts are even better than the singles. So do yourself a favor and do that if you can, because you know what? You're not going to be disappointed. I hope you had a good time tonight. We've just dug in. Okay. You know, this playlist that we've just jammed together has everything from Weezer to BB King to Burke Pipe to Glenn Frey. You know, it's a little all over the map a little bit. And out of over 3,400 songs, you just don't know where the needle is going to spin. So again, thank you so much for joining us. If it has been a while and you haven't checked out At the Show, like I was talking about earlier, go back and check that out. We'll be back this Friday. We're going to have another great soundtrack all lined up. Have it picked, have it ready to spin. I think you're going to enjoy it. Did some really good ones on there. Some of the best. We've talked about some of the best soundtracks on At the Show. So please check that out. It's getting drafty. We're going to be talking about some 1995 movies coming up. That's going to be really, really awesome. So keep tuning in for that. But until next time, everyone out there, please, 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 please do me a favor and listen to some good stuff, because next week we're going to be back. If you'd like to share it, please share it with me. I never have any problem with anyone sharing me music. And if you'd ever like to talk about music, you could always message me at HOOKUP on Music on Twitter, or you could find me right here on the YouTube. You can leave me a message on your socials. I will reach out to you. But thank you so much for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Again, my name is Tony. This is the HOOKUP on Music, and we will be back next week. So everyone, have a good rest of your week, and take care.
Thank you for listening. Please look out for the audio version wherever you jam.